Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Scroll Podcast. My name is Ryan, and today we are going to be continuing our kind of mini Mothership Month here on the Weekly Scroll Podcast. And any of those watching, those in podcast land, can see we have a number of guests with us, maybe more than we've ever had before or equal to the most. But those guests today are...
Hey, I'm Chris Airiau of 5 Million Worlds Press. I write a lot of Mothership stuff, and it's Mothership Month, and I'm here to run an adventure that I wrote that is in Devil's Due, a huge collaborative space pirate for today.
I'm Marco, Serrano of Spicy Tuna RPG, and I'm a space pirate.
I am Christian Sorrell of Meatcastle Gameware. I also have made lots of Mothership stuff and have a few fingers in a few different of the Mothership Month projects, mostly in an editing capacity. So today I'm just here to be a pirate.
And I'm Jarrett, co-owner of Space Penguin Inc., and we have a crowdfunding project going too, but I've never got to play with Chris or Marco before. I don't think I played with Christian before. But I've known these guys for a long time, and I'm here to be a pirate too, and hopefully not die.
I mean, we used to not die very much, and then people were killing us a lot here on the show, so I guess we'll see what happens today. But as Chris alluded to, we are going to be doing an adventure from Devil's Due, which is on back kit right now. We will talk about that more at the end of stream. You can see, those watching, the giant image of it here on the show somewhere. This is Mothership, I guess we'll see what happens. So, Chris, what is the adventure that we're running today? And
Yeah, so today we're going to be playing Iron Hearth Harvest. This is the adventure that I wrote that's in Devil's Due, and you are going to be members of the Dark Arcana, which is one of the pirate crews that is in Devil's Due. The Dark Arcana are known primarily for their masks that they wear, which are in the style of ballo in maschera. I don't speak Italian, but it's the ballroom masks from Venetian Carnival. And maybe a little bit of poison, maybe a little bit of nerve gas, but you guys are going to be an infiltration crew on the Iron Hearth. The Iron Hearth is a gigantic space station. It is principally a company town where there's a lot of manufacturing of computer goods, and there's also an R&D department. And there's been a word that the mercenaries that usually guard this place are going to be gone. Kind of like they trade off, right? There's a Corvette that comes in, and then they relieve another Corvette, and they kind of go back and forth. But something's happened. It's not really clear what, and they're not going to be there on time. The other one has left. So it's a small window of opportunity for the pirate crew to attack the Iron Hearth and harvest it for its goods. So you're one of 3 teams of the Dark Arcana. There is an undercover team that's been on the station for a few weeks now. And they've also discovered that there's rumors of a prototype of something that is unheard of in space, or something that could replace a Teamster EVA's job, and that's called the utility drone. Now, for obvious reasons, this is a pretty big problem for a lot of unions, but it's also a huge potential score. This is new IP, a prototype. It's potentially more valuable than harvesting all of the Iron Hearth. So you've been sent in to kind of secure the freight ring for another team that's coming in to try to offload this stuff. Well, maybe you'll have the time to go in and check out that rumor. So you are all members of the Dark Arcana, like I said, and you all have different masks. Ryan, do you have that image of the masks you can put up?
I do.
Cool. So I'll maybe we can do the characters, and I'll also introduce your mask, and you can then introduce your character. So we do first have Silvania, who's wearing a Volto headdress. All right, and this is number 3 on the image. If you have, it's on with the numbers, right? I think it's not with the numbers that I gave you. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there are numbers on it.
Okay, cool. So this is a Volto headdress. Not just like for looks, this also does something special. This comes with expert slickware. that it just jacks into your spinal cord when you want. There's no slick socket required for this. And you would be an expert in core world dance styles. However you want to use that is up to you. But Sylvania is being played by Jarrett. You want to talk a little bit about your character?
Yeah, I'm a Marine, and I'm not real good. I never play games, y'all. So I always run them. So forgive me.
Forever Jim.
Took the basic military training and athletics. I also, even though there's the promise of no explosives, I took explosives anyway because you never can tell. My patch says I am my brother's keeper, so I'm kind of the big sister of this group, making sure that nobody gets out of line. Do we have call sign for this group? Can it be Peregrine? I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think we need a call sign Peregrine group.
All right. Excellent. The next mask we have down the list is number 4. This is the Jingling Alecchino, and I'm sorry if my Italian pronunciation is terrible for those who might know Italian and are listening. The Jingling Alecchino is rainbow checkered, and this comes with a dose of what's called Pan's Flight. This is a drug that increases dexterity and reactivity for 1d100 minutes, but then you have a hangover for 1d5 days, where all of your stats are at disadvantage after that time limit is up. And the Jingling Alecchino belongs to Letha, which is being played by Christian. Christian.
Yes, I am playing Letha Shiner. She is originally a nurse medical android who, one day got enough self-awareness to tinker a little bit with her own biochemistry or biomechanics, and it kind of went a little wrong. So she's got a little bit of a, wild sort of torturer bent to her, I think, replacing what was, at some point, this like sort of basic medical skill. So she's got a little bit of everything skills wise, just a lot of basic trained skills, but she's got a trank pistol and a Dark Arcana signature poisoned dagger that she likes to put to use when, they find themselves up against an unwilling participant in their raids. And yeah, she's just got kind of short, really like unkempt and ratty, like hand cut short hair, even though I imagine her hair probably like could auto lengthen to whatever as an android. But yeah, a little wild.
Cool. Thanks. The next mask is number 10, the Whiskered Anyaga. I did that one a little bit of a French nya, so I'm not sure if that's right either. But the Whiskered Nyaga emits a scentless ethanol-infused cloud into the air. But it also doesn't have a filter for the person wearing the mask. So this is something that can get the people who are nearby and the user drunk at the same time very quickly. And the Whiskered Nyaga is being worn by Rusty. Marco's playing Rusty. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Rusty, and I'm just kind of your everyday teamster turned space pirate, and I think I'm playing this like very kind of strong-minded but not necessarily always right. We're always good at decision-making person, despite decent intellect. But yeah, so I'm a teamster. I have some 0G, jury rigging, industrial equipment, and explosives. The other explosives guy. So yeah, that's my guy.
All right, awesome. And lastly, we have number 6, the Mask de Dottore Pesta, which has an AR, so an augmented reality medical scanner that can kind of identify if like people are using like certain kinds of drugs, basically if they're intoxicated or whatever. And it also has a hyper trank at the end of the beak, right? So get close enough, you just kind of do a little peck, take someone out, and that's belongs to Dr. Walker, which of course Brian's playing.
I am playing Dr. Ethan Walker, a disgraced surgeon. I don't know if the doctor and the android, but based on their medical background, either knew each other before or have come to some type of relationship due to that. But yes, they were a renowned surgeon before just a couple mistakes, you know, and yeah, they so most of my stuff is medical. I'm also okay with computers. As a physician, even though my handwriting obviously would be terrible. My patch says I can't fix stupid, which I thought was fantastic. And then, like you said, I have the mask. I still consider myself a renowned surgeon. So I still act as such, regardless of the piracy.
I mean, kind of neat. You need a surgeon. Pirates always need a ship's doctor, right? So, okay. So we're heading to the Iron Hearth. We have like an image. This is Sam Wildman, who's working on the art for this. It's all work in progress right now. But you're heading to the freight ring. So you see those kind of like decks coming off the side. Those are all each an individual cargo deck, which can hold between 50 and 100 shipping containers each within them. So they kind of use those to like bring in raw resources and then like ship things out. So there's always lots of activity around the freight ring, whether coming or going. And that's also you're in. You are sneaking aboard inside a shipping container, right? So you are going to be kind of like coming in, going through a scanner, probably have some sort of like lead container or something as they do the scan to make sure that they can't see inside, which means that for like weeks, the four of you have been like shelled up in this like shitty little container with each other. So I'd like to ask everyone this little start off a little one shot with a little 1d5 stress. I think just living with each other for a week in this contained space, waiting for your signal. So let's try and have all this beautiful.
2.
Yep. 3.
3.
Yeah, so 5.
Right. Excellent.
Good times. Yeah.
What do you think it is that like freaks out Dr. Walker so much, like being in this, like because you're in there for weeks, right? So.
Yeah. So I am a surgeon. My surgical spaces are spotless. They're clean. They're wonderful. They're pristine. They're sterile. And this place fucking reeks. You're all disgusting, terrible people. I don't know where you've been pissing, but I can smell every fucking drop of it. And I gotta get the fuck out of here.
And that's when I stick my hand in your Pringles can.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you cool if I have some of these? Just crumbs falling all over the floor, just getting all over. Enemy, are we in 0G?
Yeah, you're in 0G, so
we're in 0G, so the crumbs are just floating and they're getting in your hair and in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm trying not to like dry heave, like.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you're waiting for a signal, and you have these you have 2 signals. One is for receiving, and one is for giving. And this is a kind of like small handheld bar, and it just has one LED in it. And when that LED light goes on, that's your signal to it's time to bust out of this shipping container. Now, of course, you have some hand welders in here too, your boarding axes. So you're waiting inside. You're in the freight ring. I think I'm going to roll a dice for this. That's what I did last time. So that would be 10. So you're in. We have an image for this. This is just like the schematic of the freight ring. It's kind of like the one I'm giving over to the actual artists to use. Right.
Do we know are there other crews? Are there other like squads like ours also, or are we like the only ones or the first ones?
So yeah, there is
the plan was.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are one part of like there's 3 teams in total, right? So there's one team that's in like the company town that's been like feeding information through, and they're the ones that basically can give the signal. And you're the ones who are going to secure the freight ring. As you can see on the map, there are like these 5 doors. They're marked like A1 through A4. Those are airlock doors that go to the factory. And then you have the lab door, and it's an airlock door that goes to the factory. This is huge too, right? So this is like a giant kind of Taurus sort of situation. And so you're the second team, and your job is to lock this place down so that the third team can come in and start looting this place.
Cool. I'm assuming the intel team is trying not to be involved so they can remain undercover if things go south, right?
Yeah, so what they're doing is that they're setting it off so that the ship can approach. So this is like the one-shot version. So in the big version, there's all this stuff you have to handle on your own. But like they're taking care of like the turrets, because this space station also has like
Nice.
a defense area. So they're basically shutting down that so that your guys' ship can come in and steal all this stuff. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
the light goes off. It's time to bust out. What do you do?
Or did you say we're still in 0G, or we were 0G as we were
Oh
docking?
yeah, it's all in 0G.
Okay.
So this is a giant freight ring. They're constantly bringing in like super
Perfect.
heavy like containers of like, computer equipment. So they just keep it in 0G because it's easier just to manipulate and handle the freight that way.
Perfect.
Well, if we're in this container and the light goes off, I'm just going to start hacking at the hinges or whatever of this box we're in with the boarding axe. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I
Right.
frantically like am pushing people's like faces out of the way and just like hammering at this thing like I have to get out.
It's not locked, is it? That's
So
that's the biggest joke of all. It's not locked.
We're just hacking it.
use-
Yeah. Yeah.
So they use this axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works in real life if like shipping containers are locked from the inside or not, but I mean, I guess they wouldn't have to be, right? So
I would assume would we have, knowing we have to get out, have rigged something like even if there's like a wire we can lift the thing up from the outside or something? I can't imagine we'd just be like, let's lug ourselves in here and hope that we can get the fuck out.
you have
The
hand
adventure
loaders, yeah.
ends quickly when we can't,
that's true.
Must have this axe for a reason.
Crack. Yeah, and yeah, so you're able to like bust this open. It makes a little bit of noise as you're doing that, but the door can like creaks open. Like you see, like the hallway is set up so that there's like kind of like a trio of these kind of like these rows of shipping containers go all up and down this huge hallway, and there's nobody in here. On
You
one
said
end,
it's dark.
go-
Sorry. You said
yeah, I
it's
mean
dark.
it's just like service lighting, so it's like maybe like one light every like 10 meters or whatever. At one end, there's an airlock that goes to space, and the other end is the airlock that goes into the freight ring.
Where to?
All right, all. Let's I say primary objective first, okay? That means we're going to the factory.
Okay.
I have 20 meters of extension cord that's kind of wrapped and fairly long, just kind of wrapped halfway, behind my neck while I walk, so I can kind of like whip it around and whatever. That's what I'm doing. And we're 0G, and so we're just like I'm assuming we're just like hopping across like boxes, these
Yeah, you come up and you pop up to the front. So there is like this giant airlock door. It's totally easy if you want to just unlock it and go through. And there's a second one on the other side, right? Because they open this to space so that people can load things in and then close it, and then people can load things this way. There's these giant. It's also huge, right? This is giant because they're putting in whole shipping containers in, right? So this airlock chamber can hold these shipping containers in like massive crates. And they each have these big windows that are probably like, I don't know, probably like a yard squared. I'm gonna start using America units.
Thank you. All right, we all got what we need. You guys all ready?
Yeah, I sealed the helmet on my ABD. Do you want me to go up first? since I can take the
Yeah.
hits. Okay, you're still in charge.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just moving out. I'm taking
Scout
point.
recon.
The
Yeah.
human shield.
And are the
Always-
rest of you? What are the rest of you wearing? Are you wearing gear? Like,
So Savannah's like a real Marine or something. I just have standard battle dress on.
okay.
Which is pretty good. Yeah,
This works.
I'm in
I
Saber.
like gesture down at all the like tactical nonsense. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
No, I'm straight up doctor. I like scrubs, surgical scrubs, white lab coat, like the whole nine still. That's all I got.
Such a funny thing to be infiltrating in scrubs.
I got like the scrub booties over my shoes and stuff too, like the whole thing.
Even better.
Yeah.
I mean, you're infiltrating like an R&D center, right? So someone's got to be the face to see the doctors, right? And the
There you go.
scientists, right? There you go.
Well, I always appreciate you going first, Sylvania.
Yeah. So let's pop this door and head on through.
Yeah. So yeah, you are able to kind of go in, cycle the airlock. And so you come out and it's very disorienting at first because you're coming out of the floor, right? And then everything is made as if like you're just like floating out of the floor, and then the floor becomes like this, I guess, hold on, how would you say that, right? Because you're coming up for the floor, right? And then now this is the floor. So just kind of change it. It's the whole like what is up kind of thing. So now when you open up directly above you, what you see is this giant like what looks like glass, but your character know like it's like probably like a clear plastisteel. And there's like this kind of railway kind of like passing through the middle of it. And so you have this huge glass cylinder kind of encasing you as you're sealing. On the floor, once you kind of like come up and kind of get your bearings as like where the ground is, right? It's a loop, right? So a torus, so like loops. And it's going like this, right? Like this, yeah. And as you're looking through, there's lots of like different like rope systems to like pull people along, or like to like cinch like carabiners on to like carry Crader around and stuff. You're right next to one of the main airlocks that goes into the factory, right? This is one of the ones that you want to try to like close down. And then you can also sort of like in the distance hear like a bunch of people, this, like beeping of like different kinds of machinery coming further on from like airlock 2.
Which airlock are we near the closest to?
Airlock 1.
Okay. So yeah, we can hear someone in the same overall chamber that we're in. Okay.
Yeah. So like continues on probably about like just out of close range, right?
And we need to stop the airlocks from working, right? What else do we know about that per se? Or like, are we just like, do we know that there's like a way to do it from control panels, or do we just need to like break them? Or
yeah, like so there's different ways to just totally fuck up a door. Right? If you are computer minded,
A million ways.
That's like a a computer lockout is possible. So I remember hearing about explosives. I think that could probably do something too. I don't know. But yeah, these are the doors that you want to like shut down. These are also airlocks too. So like they've got like 2 ends to them.
I'm gonna just grab somebody by the shoulder and be like, we need to find some explosives.
Yeah, we do. We need to blow this shit up. So do we want the doors to be closed, or we want the doors to be open?
Closed, because you don't want the reinforcements coming in.
Gotcha. Behind us. Okay, so we want to seal it up. Gotcha. All right. Can we backtrack to that room below us with all those crates and check out some of those crates?
Definitely. Yeah. You head back. Does everyone go together, or there's some people staying out?
I would go.
I'll stick near the like door out to this larger room with my shrink pistol and just, keep an eye out.
Okay.
I'll go with them.
Okay. So the three of you kind of head back in, start busting open some of these like shipping containers. A lot of them are filled with like just raw materials, right? So it's like bars of like steel and like aluminum and all this kind of stuff that they like melt down. Some of them even have like this plastic pieces. And then is there anything specific you're looking for? Because a lot of this is like raw resources just for like computer building and shit.
Cleaners.
Cleaners?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that probably is definitely
Chemical
something.
cleaner.
Yeah, probably do have like some sort of like there's one that's probably and you're the Teamster too, so you'd know like how to read like the shipping manifest and shit, right? So yeah, you are kind of like scanning for this. Yeah, and there's one that has like just those kind of silver canisters of chemical cleaner and that kind of stuff in them.
Cool. I'm assuming they're fairly large, but are they like 1 gallon? Are we talking 5? Are we?
I was thinking kind of like the tall ones, like I don't know if they still make these, but you remember like the little like helium tanks they used to have and dress them up like clowns, right?
Yeah.
Paint them right with the clown's mouth blowing up the balloon, kind of like those, So, although in my memory they're huge, maybe they weren't that big. I was little, but yeah, probably then like 2 yards or something like that.
Oh, 2 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're big.
Yeah, they're using it very frequently in a lot of quantities.
Oh, I see. So they're not. I was thinking it was just like a bunch of shipped things, but we'd have to disengage it or whatever. Yeah. So I would disengage that. Yeah. Take it off.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's 0G, so I mean, it's just a matter of like pushing kind of things around. As you're all doing this, Letha, you do see that there is a guard. You can kind of hear like a tone of voice, like the voices that are talking kind of at a distance. Sometimes you can kind of like pick up that they're like basically just like trying to like move stuff in like they take stuff out of some of these containers like down the way, kind of near like 7 to 8, maybe 7-6, and like they kind of get quiet for a minute, and you hear this like kind of voice like no, kind of like barking orders, and then you see the guard kind of just like heading towards your direction. What do you want to do?
I'll pull like back around the corner of the door that we opened, just have my Trink pistol out and just be like listening. And basically I'm going to try to get the blinds on them if they come in, but if not, I'll let them pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really typical for these doors to be open if there's not like people like actively like working in them. So you probably could surmise that this person would check this out if it's still open.
Shoot him in the ankle, because you're coming up out of that airlock to where the floor is.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah, they're kind of walking. Yeah, so they're like
all you got to
do.
All you got to do is if he gives you grief, just get him right in the fucking Achilles heel, right there, just right there, and then get that tendon. He'll go straight down.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Honestly, I'm raring for somebody to shoot. Let's just leave this. So I'm gonna leave the door cracked like the way that it was when we like peered out here or whatever, and just like pull back. So he's gonna have to like turn in and then I can shoot.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you have to jump on him here too. So I'm going to ask you to roll for this. But I am going to, because it is a trank pistol, I will roll the body save for them. So how does this look like as this guy's like, those fucking idiots, comes up, those fucking idiots leaving this shit open. Oh, and just kind of like, is like, kind of like just jumps down, not expecting to see anybody. So what happens after he's like jumping down? Like, is it
0G in the center portion?
Yeah, it's 0G.
Still? Okay. Yeah, so he like pulls himself down or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that he comes down and he sees like under where these doors open or whatever, like in this portion back against the corner, he just sees a pretty small android lady wearing like a jester mask who just goes and shoots him with a trank pistol right in the chest.
All right. So these are the Cendrillon security guards. They are dumb pieces of shit. So he just is going to get a body save. He's dumb. They're not. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Son of a gun. There we go. His body save is 20, and he rolled a 22, which is a critical failure. What's an instinct? His instinct is 20. These are just dumb, like, security guard guys who, not really. They're not the mercenaries who guard this place, right? They're just like trying to keep the workers in line kind of guys. All right. So I think the critical failure, what we'll do is we'll let you go ahead and roll advantage on the duration that he's knocked out. I believe for a tranq pistol, it's 1d10 rounds.
Yeah, 1d10. Cool. So 3 rounds. And then he takes 1d5 damage as well. So 3 damage.
Okay. Yeah, so like gets on like right, and he is, I think so just like goes like right into the chest, and just like just kind of like goes down. So you have like 30 seconds to like do something with this guy before he wakes up. What is lethal?
I'm gonna pull him in and down against the wall with me, like under this door, and I'm gonna take the poison dagger out and I'm gonna stick it into his throat.
Yeah, the guy's done. Yeah. Yeah, you come in, he's gone, right?
And then I just kick him down, and he like floats down into the long cargo.
Yeah, there's like a trail of blood kind of spiraling below it, right, as they're going down.
Nice.
We give him a quick pat down. Does he have like a door key, card key, anything like that?
Yes, he does. He has a security card for the factory. So this isn't the kind of like lab level security card that you need, but it is like a higher level for the factory doors and stuff. He's also got
that would be useful.
Yeah.
What was that you said? He's got what else on him?
A
side arm.
Dope. Sick.
Do we need to do a retinal scanner? Have we seen any doors that require a retinal scanner? AKA, do we cut his head off? I'm just kidding. We don't need to cut his head off.
We don't need to take the whole head. I can just take his eyes. That's fine.
I'm the
Like
worst. I'm the
snap a
worst.
rubber
I'm the
glove.
worst. I'm the worst at a one shot. Like I'm like, let's harvest every bit of research we possibly can so we don't have to go back.
Yeah, I mean, like space pirate, do scary shit. So I mean, I wouldn't say no. Go for it.
Yeah, the body comes down, and Rusty's just like, pirates. Yeah, just getting amped about it, seeing first blood and stuff.
That's what we do. Yeah, we murder people, I guess. Yeah.
You're all like opening doors to oh, look, raw materials, and then just a floating bloody guard body with like the little helix of blood behind it.
No, we should stash him in one of the storage units.
That's smart. We can do that. So you got the card, right, Sylvania?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I guess we could just even pin him down under cargo.
Mm-hmm.
Real fast. Yeah. Pop back up, be with everybody.
Can we just stick him back in the box that we came out of?
Yes.
Put him in there with our Pringles crumbs.
Yeah. Yeah. The corner pile of offal that we left behind. Yeah.
We're just having whether we just launch them.
Listen, the smell of that box will definitely hide the smell of a body for a while. I'll say that.
Okay.
So yes, we do that.
So perfect. Yeah. So this guy has been taken out quietly and quickly. And you have the key card. You have how many tanks of like chemicals did you take? I don't know, but I have.
Well, they were 2 yards.
Yeah, so they're kind of like big boys. Yeah, so
I got one. Sylvania, did you get one too, or?
Yeah, I can haul a couple probably on my ABD. It's got those assisted legs and stuff like that. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So 3 of them.
All right. Excellent. Okay, heading back out. You can still hear the people working coming off from airlock 2, and you have airlock 1 in front of you. What do y'all want to do?
Yeah. What you want to see what we can do with that key card?
Yeah, let's see if we can swipe it and hold it open and or closed.
Okay. Yeah, so Sylvania, you take this key card over to this door, and it's again one of those gigantic cargo doors that look with the teeth and everything, right? That open and close, and you scan the card, and you have like a menu that pops up with like a bunch of different options, and one of them is like emergency lockdown.
Oh, sweet.
How much do you know about like computers and like emergency lockdown procedures, though? And you think?
Sylvania, nothing legit. Always willing to take the role, but if there's someone in the crew who knows a little bit more and wants to attempt it, that's more than enough. Because she's all excited because, like, look, guys, look. If we could pull
Would that
this
shut
off,
the out? Would that shut the out airlocks though too? Right? We need those open, don't we? The ones to space, so the other guys can get the stuff out of here.
oh, that's right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe would it?
I mean, we could try it. There's only one way to know for sure.
I can just axe the door until something happens.
Someone has computers, I believe, right? Someone has
I think
computers.
a couple of us. I'm definitely
Yeah, I do.
good with computers. I think our Android is good with computers.
I have computer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Of course, right.
Same.
So I think between the two of you, if one of you wants to like roll like an intellect an advantage, just to see like how much you can kind of discern from these sort of procedures, maybe just to see.
Yeah, I'm right there, so I can do it if you don't mind, Ryan.
Yeah, go for
You
it.
said intellect
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
advantage.
Yeah, because I mean, there's two of you working at it, kind of like noodling together.
Yeah.
So what is this? What would this do? Kind of like going through it all. Okay, well,
Wow, those are some horrible dice rolls there.
I've done it.
Horribly good.
yeah. It's showing up to me as like an 8 and a 40, right? So that's okay. Yeah, I think you are able to
Especially-
look at this, and you Leith, exactly like you thought. This would lock down everything in the freight ring. If you did this, and it would set off an alarm.
Yeah. This would have saved us a lot of time, and it would have been really nice. But no, this is going to shut the outside doors too. Oh well, axe it is. I go over and start swinging my axe at this large cargo door
Just
while they do whatever.
cheek.
We could just use this card key to open the hold up. We could use them slowly to open them one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, before like axing like the console, like Sylvania puts the hand up. Wait, 1 second. There's still a lock feature. We can still lock the door. Right. Then you'd just be someone would have to come up behind to unlock. So yeah, you could still lock the door. And here we have so you're at this airlock 1 spot. You've locked this door. Which way do you want to head first? Down towards 3 or towards the voices at 2?
Should probably deal with whoever else is on the floor.
All right. Well, I got this blow upable tank right here. Anybody have a light? Okay.
They normally don't let you have those
We have
on
our
spaceships.
All right.
Got a gun.
I pull out
Doctor-
another revolver.
Dr. Walker, you gonna peck him to sleep, or are we gonna hack away?
So, I'll peck who I want, but I really only have one shot at that, and that's not our go-to.
It's just I'm just excited, okay?
Right.
I've never
Why don't
been
you
the leader before.
blow stuff up in an enclosed space that we need to eventually get out of. I think that's the plan we should go with that you were saying just now.
Well, we don't have a light. You missed that part.
Latha's got plenty of guns and stuff,
We could shoot it. Pop that
So-
valve off, shove it that way. I'll shoot it.
We also have a Marine that could maybe just go punch people. I mean, she seems quite strong. But you're the leader. Your excitement is contagious. Let
Dr.
Yo.
Pun. Love that. Love that, Dr. Walker. Great work, Dr. Walker.
So real quick, just so we have the lay of the land, the way you mentioned things before, it kind of seemed like the edges where we're at, we can kind of walk behind stuff. It's not all out in the open, and then the middle is very open. So these people are coming down open path, but we can slink.
Yeah, definitely. You guys want to do just kind of slink a bit closer?
Let's just
like
let's
I
just
think I have
slink
an
closer.
expert skill in slink, you know.
Whoever wants to do what they want when we're closer, let's go ahead and do that. But we have to take at least into consideration there may be other people in this area. There's 5 airlocks, 4 airlocks in the lab. So alrighty, Heidi, let's go.
And we're moving towards airlock 2, right?
Yeah, that's where the voices are coming from. And as you get closer, kind of like slinking, like, you know, there's like crates that have like been stacked and along the edges, so you can like kind of like move between those. You get closer. There's a group of Taika workers. These are factory workers. That airlock 2 doors open, and there's people like taking cargo out and like kind of shouting orders and putting stuff in, right? So they're kind of like doing some sort of exchange stuff over here. In total, there are 11 people. None of them appear armed. They're all like wearing just like normal work suits. You know,
That's a lot of people.
How many did you say?
11.
Roughly
11.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a lot of people.
I feel like if I take this 6-foot canister and just kind of lightly roll it, same thing will happen where they're like confused, you know? I mean, I wasn't around for the first time, but you know, maybe it'll allow a little confusion. We can
Push it at him?
There's also nothing wrong with just letting them complete their job and then passing by.
I mean, yeah, aren't you a teamster?
That's why I was gonna drop something, you know?
And then what?
Teamsters hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, okay, somebody gets me, but you know, the Marine wants to be a pacifist, so let's be a pacifist.
Yeah. So you just kind of like send it drifting, kind of give it like a little push in 0G, and it'll like kind of like.
Or we'd
Do it
wait
like-
in.
But we could just wait for them. Well, potentially see if they're finishing.
Go with your confusion spell. I like it.
I mean,
It's just
if
so many
only-
people to take out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if only there was another direction of the circle that we could go in that's away from people.
All
We
right,
could.
But
fine, Doc.
you're the leader.
Let's go. Let's check out the other way. If we were gonna wait, let's check out the other way while we wait.
Okay.
Sylvania secretly laughs at this power struggle.
There's no struggle. I am Rusty is our fearless leader.
Right.
Good.
I'm
good
inclined
decision,
to stick
boss.
with the doctor.
According to our intellectual exams, we have equal intellect, Doctor. Just
I
so
never
you know.
said a single thing. Not
All right, so
one single thing.
So we're headed to A3.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, coming back around the other way, I assume you're kind of like also kind of sneaking between the crates along the sides. As you get closer to airlock 3, there is a guard just kind of like standing around. I'm just like looking and kind of like looking at like a wristwatch, it looks like, just being like looking a little bit confused. And this guard also looks a little bit different too. This guard doesn't like have the same kind of suit. This guard also it looks like to be wearing like a little bit more advanced kind of like Kevlar vest sort of deal. Has like an SMG and has maybe like a little like thing on the shoulder that looks like a little like I'm important kind of officer sort of deal.
This is the last guy's boss. I'm inclined to shoot him.
Arm up, fellas, and
Maybe we can roll a tank and confuse him.
Before you even say that, I was rolling the tank.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna take my extension cord and kind of like Mulan up, because we're passing through stuff. I'm gonna latch on or whatever and just kind of rip towards him. And kind of Leroy Jenkins boarding axe.
So yeah, so you push the thing, and then like he's like maybe he sees it coming, and then like just like watches it go, and he's just like, what the fuck? And then like turns around to see you just like launching at him with your boarding axe.
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
being
cool.
decisive. It's a one shot. Let's go.
All right, roll a combat, please. You have 0G because you are a team.
I do have 0G.
I think 0G applies to this combat situation. Ooh. Oh, 80. Yeah. So he like watches it and turns around. I think like maybe what happens here is like you're like coming down and he just like moves to the side because like your momentum, it can't be changed once you're in the air. Right? He sees you in time.
So slow.
It moves, and I think he's just gonna like turn around. He's gonna basically turn around and just like shoot a Rusty point blank. What do you all see this? This is getting ready to happen. What do you want to do in this moment before Rusty's getting shot at?
I am gonna push off behind, like push off in that same direction, dagger out, both hands, just gonna try to spear this guy. But it'll probably take a little while for me to get there.
All right, so you're like on your way, like getting ready to like stab him. Like you're kind of heading right towards him. Sylvania?
She's paying attention to what happens behind us just in case. So
Kind of keeping a look on the back.
yeah.
And Dr. Walker, anything particular here?
I mean, if this massive fumble happens and I see that person pulling a gun, I'll just pull my gun and shoot him. Like,
yeah. Okay. So
you're
gonna
a shot. I'm not worried about the sound or anything if the guy's already gonna shoot. So yeah,
That's a good point.
My steady surgeon hands. I zero in and try to fire.
Coming in. Actually, then, so Christian, do you want to roll a speed for Letha to see if she can get there in time before the shot goes off?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, the guy's so fucked already.
Okay, fail.
Okay, yeah.
Take a stress.
Take a stress. You're on your way, but right, it's just
Yeah, it's probably better for me because I can't get shot. But yeah. So.
And then in the meantime, go ahead and roll a combat for Dr. Walker. Right, kind of training this gun from a distance.
Don't have anything that. Nope. Sig. Great.
Yeah, the scientist. It's
Ooh. That's a success.
Yes, it is. All right.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead and roll that 1d10 plus 1 damage. It's the revolver that you have, right?
I do. Yeah, it is just a revolver.
1d10 plus 1. And if you're so you're successful here, so you're gonna hit him, and it's gonna put the guy like off kilter. Damn. Okay. Right. Nice. That totally ruins this person's.
This will be a podcast. So I rolled a 38 under my 40, and then I rolled a 10, which was max damage plus 1. So I rolled 11 damage to shoot this guy.
Right. Yeah. So that totally destroys like the Kevlar vest, right? Like it just like this thing pops through like, his back, right? And you just hear this kind of like, oh, like as he's like over the top of Rusty, he's like turning his gun. He's just like this face just goes like totally like red, and like his eyes bulge out. You have, I think what we're going to do here is you're going to have a body save at advantage since he's got hit to kind of like get the fuck out the way before he like opens up fire on you.
Okay. Yep. that is digital. I'm like flying by. I'm like, knowing I missed, you know.
Like, oh, crap.
Another 78.
Right.
Oh, at advantage though, right?
At advantage, like, so you get a second roll.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. 26.
Oh, yeah, that's better.
All right.
But I don't know my body stat. 32. That is a pass.
All right. Excellent. So yeah, so you like kick out the way, and this kind of just like tears open fire like into the exact spot where your body was a minute ago, right? Just a second ago, and the shots that kind of echo through the freight ring. You know, it's pretty loud gunfire. Even though there's a lot of like industrial work going on here, gunfire is still very loud. So, all right. So he fires. It kind of like just misses, just fires up the wall. And now we have, I believe, Letha is now coming in right behind, right? Because you're still flying in like towards the guy after he gets shot.
I'm just trying to stick him with the dagger.
All right. So I think it'd be pretty hard for you to like miss this. So let's still do a combat check. But let's say that on a miss that it's not going to do the poison effect.
Okay. Would my mill training come in handy here?
Yeah,
Or no?
definitely.
Okay. Did you say with advantage, or did I make that up? Well, that's...
I think you made it up.
Yeah, okay, I made that up. That's fine. That's a pass, though. Because
Okay,
43 was what I was trying to beat.
And you got 35. So yeah, so go ahead. And the dagger is 1d10, right? So you just kind of come in on his back. I think as well, like maybe with the force of it, like you kind of tumble together.
Like, yeah. I think I would like spear into him, and then we'd just keep going a little bit. 9
so
damage. Hello.
So much damage.
Stab into him.
It's like the Dark Arcana. Like, oh no, because like the masks, right? So sees 1, sees 2, sees 3.
And then 4 rounds. So he takes 9 damage, and then 4 rounds of poison.
Yeah. So this guy's totally,
which is 1d10 damage per round, which is brutal.
Yeah. These are some, this is some serious like neurotoxin poison stuff on these guys. So yeah, this guy's kind of fucked basically. Hold on, I have to do math. I'm not very good at math because I studied literature. So books and not numbers is my thing. Okay, so yeah, so he takes a wound anyway from that. So let's go ahead and do you want to roll the wound for that, Christian? Since it was Letha who did a stabbing, we'll go for since it's a human. I figure it's okay to roll a wound for human NPCs.
Yeah.
If it was a horror, I wouldn't be doing this, but
where's my wound table at?
I got it out here if you just want to roll the dice.
Is it D10?
Yes.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that I'm not fully familiar with every single rule off the top of my head. 10. So that'll be good, right?
A 10, which is a 0. But he drops a hell item.
I forgot.
So he drops his gun, right? So like lets
go
of the gun as he's going, but it's probably like on a strap, you know, because you are in like 0G.
Yeah,
but he
it's
definitely
like behind his back, out of his hands.
Yeah, like kind of like straggling back. It's like pushing him forward. And all right, anyone else? What are we doing? You're seeing Letha is kind of like tumbling with this guard who's just been shot in the back and then stabbed in the back. What's everyone else up to here?
I keep forgetting that we have these masks on and how much like fucking characters we look like and how much like the A team kind of like if I literally am in like full surgical gear with like rubber gloves on and like a doctor's jacket and like a plague mask, this looks like an anime thing that we're doing here.
Or we look like GI Joes or something.
Yeah. Bring those masks up again for the stream here.
Yeah, these are by Scragend. The artist on this also did the art for Captain Eclipse, who's your boss. Some awesome stuff.
Love their work. Yeah, I'll make sure I link their work, their socials below.
Yeah, Scragend's great. All right. So yeah, so you all are just seeing Letha's tumbling with this person who's, like kind of like screaming and like blood, like shots have been going off. Um, you might hear some shouting, I guess. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there is some more shouting kind of coming further towards what would that be? Like the lab kind of door.
Oh,
But
So so I shot, you dodged, you stabbed Sylvania after the gunshot or anything. Are you up to no good or?
I mean, he's dead. This guy's clearly dead right now, right?
yeah, he's poisoned. Like he's basically a
Yeah.
gunner.
Sick.
So is
I
there
watched
any
him
action?
die.
Is there, yeah, I'm watching down the hallway back behind us. Is there any action coming that way? You said just
No.
noises.
Yeah, I mean, from here you can't really hear like the workers. Maybe like a tiny like tin of echo, right? But there's no one coming.
Can we get a door open real quick and get this body out of here?
Yeah,
And we should
definitely.
also check him to see if he's got another pass card.
Yeah, you do. You check that this guy who's got like this, it's clearly like a security officer kind of uniform, and his badge is a badge that will let you into the labs.
Nice.
It's a
Sick.
higher level.
We wanted Higa's clothes too.
Oh, if you're, I mean, that's real freaky, Doc. But if you're into that, go for it. Here you
So
go.
now
I shove him over to you, like little blood droplets going there.
It's probably still
Yeah.
like breathing a little bit, like like.
Oh,
like
if he's still
slowly
breathing a little
dying.
bit, I'll just watch him die. But if I take off the Kevlar, you said it broke the armor. So is the uniform still intact underneath it? I assume there's just like a giant hematoma where the bullet would have hit.
Yeah, exactly. So like the bullet
yeah.
where the bullet went in, and then like maybe the dagger went through the bullet hole. Just an insult to injury.
Yeah, I'll definitely strip off this clothes. I mean, because who knows when we're going to be able to throw on a disguise real quick. So I'll strip that down and throw that in a bag or something.
Okay. While that's going on, there is like kind of activity coming up from the lab doors. Like you're like kind of like taking the clothes off this guy, and he's like still kind of like shaking afterwards. And there is like a voice kind of shouting, like ALT, LT. Oh man! And there's gonna hear like people talking in the background. Seems like they're gonna send another patrol your way soon.
Damn.
After the guy is undressed, I'll open the door of like one.
Mhm.
That's where we're near, and just go with my like jester mask on still. Be like, "Good night, sweet prince," and just shove him into the dark down the hallway.
Yeah. That's yeah, and this one too. You throw them into the airlock. And which one is this one? This one, yeah, this is the one that has like some of the good stuff. So this is like 1 through 5 has like the good stuff in it. Let's say your intel has been told. So these are one of the ones that they're probably gonna start like stealing from, like once you like lock this down. But yeah, you'd have to kind of look through it to see what was in here. With the
Just send
guards
him
coming,
off.
probably not like the moment, right? Goodbye. He's like just like, tumbling, like just wearing his whitey tidies, right?
Yeah, this guy was definitely a briefs guy.
All right. And Savanya, is Savanya kind of like watching towards the voices, or still kind of covering the back?
Yeah, she'll through ABD. She'll do her best looking at this guy and seeing he looks pretty masculine. She'll try to do some sort of voice that will sound kind of muffled and be like, "Hey, everything's okay down here."
Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of shout. It's far, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, but LT, and then you can hear them talking to someone else as well. So they seem to be like something's going on, but they have something else they want to tell you. which is probably the other guy you killed, right? Who's supposed to be on patrol. So, what do y'all want to do here? You have like the doors in the back. You know that there's the Taika workers at A2, and it appears to be at least 2 people towards like the lab doors.
Boss, I mean, you're Rusty leader.
First off, sorry about that, guys. Should have not have missed that. So.
You know what happens to the best of us? Never happened to me, but you know.
Say you, boss. Come on. What are we doing?
I think we're a little bit needing to move a little bit quicker now. We had a couple access cards, and the lab is not that far away. We haven't locked down 3 though yet. Are we at?
Yeah, you're at 3. Yeah, you're at 3 right now.
Let's lock this door and get to the lab. We have 2 more goonies to take care of.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get these gooners.
Right. You get in
Death
closer.
to gooners.
Oh, God. Getting closer to the lab doors up here as you're sneaking around the side. And yeah, these 2 goons are standing around. One of them is like the kind of first guy you saw, kind of like in like a shitty kind of like a shitty kind of suit. And another person looks like has like just approached from another direction, who's also like wearing like the like another kind of officer suit. With the SMG, and he looks like the kind of like inferior is getting a dressing down, kind of as you're coming towards them.
I have pulled out my combat shotgun at this point. All right, any intelligent modes of action to take with these ones?
Flick back the hammer on my revolver.
Yeah, it sounds like it's time to spray and pray.
I'm gonna, as people are pulling all their guns and readying them out, I want to push down to, well, I guess the floor is glass, so I want to push against like one of the far walls, either the left or right wall, and I'm gonna like try to pull myself along like sort of the back part of the wall, try to keep out of sight, but I'm not gonna like just pull my gun.
Okay, so you're
trying to get closer to. I want to try to get closer to them over time without them knowing I'm there.
Right. So you're kind of getting in, kind of crawling, doing your little crawl guy. The others are pulling down those triggers and getting ready to go, I think. So everyone's opening fire. Are you guys kind of like taking like a position behind some crates to kind of have a bit of cover here, or is this just like charge and hope for the best? What's going on here?
I think we let them come to us. If they're done yelling at each other, if the one's done yelling at the other one, and the other one's going to come down the hallway, and then I think we're going to need it'll help to be able to take them out one by one.
Right. But yeah, it looks like they're having a yell, and like he's kind of like ordering them off. And maybe like as well, he's using like some like military sign that Sylvania would like recognize as a Marine, to be in like patrol, like it's basically saying like the patrol is down, so like you need to do the patrol now, and we're gonna go, like we're both going. Right, because this is not normal. So basically they kind of like tilted to the fact that this is like you've kind of tilted to the fact this is like a shit show operation. These kind of like mall cop security guards, you know, who are in charge of something as they shouldn't be, because normally there's the mercenaries that everyone's afraid of, who are docked at the station. But yeah, they're going to be coming like towards you, like the both of them. So yeah, setting like an ambush spot, something that's totally possible here.
Yeah, I think that sounds like the best plan.
Cool. All right, yeah. So they are coming in, and are you kind of like all in the same area? Did you guys like split up to kind of like sandwich them in? And we know that Letha has kind of like snuck around like the back end to get a bit closer to them.
I'm just gonna try to stick to the side, like against, like down, sort of like how I was like up in that corner, like down against something behind, and just try to see if I can like let them pass.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Like they are like looking through the main lines. They appear to be looking specifically like for like a body, looking for people who are just like walking around, right? Looking for signs of damage. So if you're just like behind like a cargo that's just normally sitting there, they're just gonna walk by you. They're walking up into this ambush then. So what does it look like when you surprise the fuck out of these guys?
We just start blasting.
Start blasting.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them open fire, and then I'll see if there is any cleanups needed.
Yeah, I think that when you're like laying down and have aim and everything, I'd be like that, but in 0G, just floating, just kind of minimize their ability to target me.
Mhm.
And yeah. I think we're blasting.
All right. Well, everyone, I think that this is a situation which is pretty well up to your advantage. So roll your combat with advantage here. Yeah.
Mhm.
You set this up. And only otherwise, I might actually normally let this just go just as like all right, just roll the damage, but it might be fun if they don't die immediately. Oh gee whiz. An 8, 15.
Guess I should see if I crit.
And a 9. An 8, 15, and a 9.
Oh, crit, 11.
An 11. Oh my goodness. All right. Wow. And a crit on the shotgun is just like a straight wound, or did that change after?
I just need
Yeah.
I just needed a little redemption is all.
Wow, I rolled an 87 and a 97, so I fucking missed wildly.
The most experienced one in the group, right?
I see. The 8, there we go. 87, 97, right? And so the 11, this is with your shotgun, right?
Mhm.
All right. So I think that is just gonna be a straight like gunshot wound at advantage, right? So you just want to roll that D, like a 2d10, and we'll see. We'll take it at the top. We'll get 1d10 twice at advantage, but
4 and a 9.
oh yeah, the 9 is headshot. So like, like you come up. Throw my microphone on the ground while I'm here. You come up with the shotgun. The guy's head just like like a watermelon, just like goes. First guy is a goner, and then it was right. So that was a 10 that you rolled, Ryan, for Dr. Walker. Is that right?
Yeah, 9 + 1 for the revolver. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And the other guy, just like getting hit. He's like, oh shit! Like tries to like duck down as. And what kind of gun does Sylvania have? That's like just spraying.
I got a general purpose machine gun.
Yeah, just like, yeah, just like laying. Maybe too like the thing is that it's not just like you're missing, but like it like comes up like and it like forces them down, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like it's forcing them to like get down, try to get underneath that fire, and which is why I guess, like Rusty is able to like just like peekaboo like get this guy. And the other guy kind of like tries to go down behind some boxes. All right, Letha, or what do you see this mess going on here? All this.
So
fires.
from my perspective, being sort of farther back, like when I see this other guard come behind the crate, is that visible to me? Is that cover between me and him still?
It's probably
like,
the cover between
the cover also.
It's probably cover between like him and the others, and since they walked forward past you,
so I can see
have vision. Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, then I'll be like, I'll put the dagger back, put the Trink pistol back. I'm putting it in just like random, not like in the holsters and stuff on my battle dress, but just like into like one of the like random little like magazine pockets or whatever, tactical pockets. And then I'll be like, and I'll pull out my revolver and I'll line it up with him as he's like huddled behind the back, and I'll just go like I'm picking out like food at a buffet kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Again, use a surprise shot, so take advantage on that hit.
Okay, I'm trying to beat what, a 33. Let's see. Or actually, well, that was a 1.
Perfection.
Yeah, I guess I'm actually trying to beat a 43, but I did roll a 1.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll that 1d10 plus 1 damage.
Why are we're all so good at
Yeah, this is nuts.
killing?
We're fucking pirates, man. We're doing
This
this
is
thing.
true.
Dark Arcana, baby.
All right, 1d10 plus 1 for the revolver. So 4 damage.
Right. And she takes which means that he's at 11, 3. Maths is really hard for me, which is a wound for the little weenie guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll
that.
Yeah, go ahead and I'll read it out.
6.
6 gunshot wound is a gunshot wound to the neck.
Oh god.
It's like
And like blood comes out, and I'm like, ooh, well, okay.
He's
Sorry,
like,
sir.
kind of like looking around wildly, and like it's just like basically just like taking I was gonna like put his gun up like out of cover and just like take pot shots like towards you all. So I'll just roll his combat at disadvantage.
In my mind, like all of this, because it's all 0G, it's like every place that we are is just peppered with these little droplets of blood everywhere because we've just been killing like so many people. And now he's like, it's like spraying out as he's like
right, and he's just like firing these things off. On an 18, that's a disadvantage though, so I have to do it one more time. And a 9. Oh wow! Just randomly, he's gonna pop one of you.
Lucky duck.
All right. It's gonna be there's 3 of you, so I'll do a d6. Right. Let's say 1 is going to be Dr. Walker. 2 is going to be Rusty, and 3 is going to be Sylvania, which I'll just bounce off of because of the ABD. All right. Oh, I'll roll that in the chat so people can see it. How about that? That's always nice, isn't it? All right. So 5. So that would be divided by 2, rounded up is a
3. Yeah,
3. Sylvania, right? So it's just heading towards Sylvania, who's like laying down this. Right? So, holy shit! Thank God.
Like surgical scrubs are still intact.
Right. So 1d10 plus 1. Right, 7. Right, this thing just pinks off of Sylvania's armor. This person just shot at you, Sylvania. How does that make you feel?
Pretty cool. Because I'm drawing targets like I'm supposed to, but I'll return fire real quick.
Yeah, I think that like this guy has like no hope left, right? So
yeah.
Like basically, like are you like kind of like walking closer to do this? Or
Yeah,
just, like,
and I mean I'm still just rattling off rounds like like gonna leave this thing behind and take his gun next. So
yeah, exactly.
Does the advanced battle dress have like? Do you have like magnet boots? Like, are you the lone person who's actually like walking, or I can't remember if they do or not. Like built in, it wouldn't make sense to me if they had like integrated mag boots. I was mostly just thinking it'd be cool if everything's floating around you, but you're just walking, going.
According to the picture, no. I just got that exo weave that gives me advantage on strength and on essentially walking around. But I don't think I didn't take mag boots with me this time, though. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, you come up closer and just like this guy is like mincemeat. Like moments later, you're like, oh, I saw. Just like,
yeah, I'm gonna roll it just for fun because I missed 85.
Yeah.
You're still missing. You're getting closer to him with a machine gun.
Yeah, I think he probably is like doesn't even realize that you're doing like you're missing, right? He's probably just like, I'll do whatever you want. Oh my God, please don't fucking kill me. Oh geez.
Right. So we've got him
like the scene from
down.
Pulp Fiction where it's just like all the holes around the guy, but he's fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like holding his neck where it's like bleeding from the gunshot. Like, oh.
Oh, that's too good.
All right. Do you want to do something with this guy, Sylvania?
Yeah,
Or
we've got him. Like now, I go over to him and give him and punch him right in the gut real quick because he's like scared to death and boom, punch. And then I have somebody train a revolver on him while we give him a quick pat down and we like how many we want to know how many are the rest of your detail. We'll let you live, but we need to know how many are in the rest of your detail. And then I pull out handcuffs because we're gonna handcuff this guy. Probably we're gonna handcuff this guy, probably maglock his face so he can't talk.
yeah, like he basically he spills beans. It's like, oh, like there was someone who went missing, and so we sent them to go ask to go get reinforcements, and it's just we're the only ones that left. I swear to God.
All right. Sounds like we need to get to the lab fast. And I fucking hit him in the back of the head. So duel, knock him out.
Yeah, with the extra the weave as well. It's just like it feels soft, right? And just, like floats. Yeah, so he's been taken out. Apparently they sent for reinforcements after the patrol didn't come back. But this is a gigantic station. This probably just needs to go into the other side and like access some sort of terminal to like, make the formal request or whatever. It's going to take them a minute to get in here. Do you want to try to lock down the doors and call in the other folk? Or do you want to go straight to the lab?
I think primary objective is to get those doors locked. So I say we go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we spread out as quickly as we can. Maybe split to two groups of two and go in the circle.
Yeah.
Well, we only have
Just,
one.
just glide over to A4, and then at this point we've been shooting so much, I'll just go over to A2 and start firing off at those Teamster guys. They'll go running, right?
Yeah.
I won't shoot to kill them, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're the working man. I think guess they're supposed to be good, but I'll go shoot them and they'll run.
I think we can all learn how Sylvania just used the scare tactics instead of killing this guy. We got intel, so that was a good move.
Yeah.
By accident, yeah.
Good choice.
I'll run around with Letha to scare off the guys in A2, waving my pistol around too.
Yeah, there was like another like security guard too, so you would each have like one of the two groups could have one of the like special lab security guards, right?
Oh, nice.
Because the guy who's Rusty's blew up his head, but and still a security guard. So.
Yeah, there we go. I'll take the security badge. I'll clip it onto my lab coat next to my like ID card.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh yeah, Sylvania has one. Perfect. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, you go around to go scare these people, and they see you, and like, yeah, it's like, holy, oh my fucking god, they're Arcana, like, and they're screaming like, people are trying to like run into the factory and stuff. But what do you want to do?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell these guys, these people?
Through the doors. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. All right, yeah, ushering them into the factory.
Yeah, we don't want to shoot you. We're pro-union. Go, like.
I'm like holding a Teamster card.
Politics.
Yeah. Hey, are you not part of the union yet? Just pay your due. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm like, truthfully, you don't want to know my politics. Get in there.
Yeah, and they're all moving. Easy to herd these people in. Lock the door behind them. This is done. Other team heads the other way. With that security office badge, it's easy to like lock down these doors and key it to the card, right? So they're gonna have to like bust out like some sort of like laser cutter or whatever to get through these doors. So it'll definitely slow it down. So you can now call in the second team. Do you want to call them into like a specific container on the ring? Or do you want to let them choose and move on to the labs? Or something else, whatever.
I think we're on a roll. I think we call in the cavalry, we head down to the lab, see what's cooking.
Yeah, I like that aspect too.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
So
if we tell them to come in on 2 or 4, they'll be super close.
Yeah, well, we just herded people through 2 and 4, maybe 3 if we're going to the lab is better. So 1, because yeah, 1, right? Loading
Okay.
dock 1 or what? I don't know. I forgot what.
Yeah, like the freight deck one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, everybody?
You're clear for landing.
Yeah.
This is call sign Peregrine. You're clear for landing on loading dock 1.
All right.
Thank you.
They're coming through, right? You got it. And they're probably like call sign Hawk or something like that, right?
Not as good. Not as good as ours.
Is it Hawkwind, right? Is that what the
Call sign
Hawkwind.
Call sign Hawkwind. Yeah. there you
Call
go.
sign Hawkwind. All right. So you're heading into the labs. They've got this. They're gonna get this under control. You do know, again, heading towards the labs. There's the R&D center. There's like a workshop, like a larger workshop, where they bring things from R&D into the workshop to do things, and then there's a hangar connected to that workshop that opens into space. All right. And the autonomous like utility drone has been seen like coming and going from this hangar, right? Something has been seen that's been going out, and there's no life signs on it. So coming into the R&D center, it opens up into like a ring of offices. There are like where you come in, it's basically like an office is this way, and you have like the names of the different labs within the R&D center. And there's also like a sign for like the buffet, like the open bar buffet and like break rooms and shit like that. It's very nice in here. Like there's kind of like this faux wood paneling. And it's like a light, warm light. It's kind of everywhere. And the labs that you have, there's the thruster testing bay, the flesh labs, the nanotech labs, and the android labs. And then there's the ring of offices.
The thruster testing, flesh, nanolabs, and android.
Yes.
Let's go to flesh.
Yeah. Flesh, baby.
All right. I'm
So
not
like
sure if they're working on the utility drone there, but I like what you're saying.
Hey, listen,
Okay, yeah.
wherever you need the most utility, I think would be in the flesh. You know what I mean?
Right. And yeah, so you are heading this way. And you do kind of hear a voice. Like you have to walk by the offices, and you hear a voice go, "Oh, finally, come in here. Could you be any slower? Come." And then like just kind of from an office, just like, well, what are you waiting for? Imbeciles, come here.
Are we 0G?
No, there's gravity in here too,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Because when you come into the labs, there's gravity, and yeah, very swanky.
Does she see
like,
us?
No, she hears like the footsteps.
I was gonna say, like, she looks out and sees like the Marine in the mask and the doctor in the mask and like everyone like, and she's just like, oh, you must be the people that we're looking for. Obviously, you fit the description. I'll just look to the boss like, after you, buddy.
Sure. I walk in and I immediately use my mass stability, which emits a scentless ethanol cloud and makes us both very drunk very quickly.
All right. So this is going to be, just so we're clear, for you, it's going to be a disadvantage on speed and body for 1d5 hours. Are you okay with that? Do you want to like do something to mitigate that, or?
Maybe I'll save it then.
Okay.
Save
I
it
mean, you can do it, but it's just like you're going to be like fucked up. But
So I'm gonna wait.
you could try to mitigate it. Like you can try holding your breath or whatever, but like, you know, it's like you're going to have some sort of effect for a little while.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming if we're both drunk, then she's not gonna realize stuff and be able to talk to us. That's my is that the kind of drunk we're talking about? Is that the effect?
Yeah, it's basically like you're taking like drinking like a pint glass of like maybe not a pint glass, but like a glass of vodka all at once, right? So it's not going to be like, instantaneous, but like it's going to come on really hard and probably make the person sick.
Okay. So as I'm doing that, as I'm walking in, shotgun away, extension cord out, back around me, so I can kind of loop around if needed or something, And yeah, 3 is the result. So 2 hours.
Yeah. So you're gonna be drunk. But yeah, you come up and she comes out and she's like, oh, where are those surgical records? Those. And then like kind of like looks at you like with like pure terror and kind of like freeze. You got like a cat mask on, right? So like just like stops dead. And then like what is the like, do you think there's like a noise when this goes out? Do you like envision like a cloud? What does it look like, you think?
Yeah, I think it's more like like it's a little more aggressive than that. It's not necessarily, it's pushing out, and it's obviously going to get me too. But and with that, I kind of do a little like, scoop up, kind of wrap around the shoulders, just so it's all up in there. Be like, hey, I just need to talk to you.
I don't speak with the speak with what?
Does would I
loopy really fast?
Would I know if this would affect me as an android?
The alcohol, I guess it depends on like your make and model too, right? Like, because you mentioned like biomechanical, like bioorganic components earlier. What do you think?
I think I want it to, and I'm excited about the idea of being drunk for the rest of this raid. So I'm going to try to like push up and scoot up behind you and be like, hold on. And then as you say, I need to talk to you. I'm like also right here and going through my jester mask over your shoulder. This woman's about to like be on a trip. I mean, she's not really tripping, I guess, but
yeah,
I feel like in it now.
It's being like, oh my gosh, what is the masks? She just kind of like looked like totally disoriented. Like you probably just pop her back into like, she's got like a really nice office, right? Like little potted plants and stuff, and a really comfy looking chair.
Snake plant.
Yeah, really swanky.
Put her in there real quick and handcuff her to her chair, just so she can't get out. Are there any in all of the computers or any of the stuff laying around? Is there anything that laying around that looks like it could get us some money real quick?
I mean, like if you pick up this, because it's one of those like little computers, right? So like if you pick that up and like strap it to your, there's probably gonna be some good stuff on there. If you take a peek at what's on the screen, it might not be super comprehensible to Sylvania, but it's definitely comprehensible to Dr. Walker. And these are surgical records about, there seem to be sort of organ or limb graphs. Just at like a glance.
Fleshlight, baby. I can also see through my mask how drunk everyone is. Since that is my AR medical scanner, specifically for intoxication levels. So you're all fucking wasted. And I'll pick these records up and kind of just start like thumbing through them,
Right. I'm just gonna ask directly too, like, what do you work on here?
Like I'm not supposed to talk, but you are a cat. That doesn't make any sense.
We're just
streaming.
I'm gonna kiss them on the forehead and say, please, can you tell me what it is that we should get real quick? We're in the delivery part.
Oh, it's the meat sleeves. The cinder. Cinder's so difficult, but at least they were easier than Malachi.
Tell them what to get. Tell them what to
the meat
grab.
Sleeves.
You are a joker. Tell me a joke, Joker. You're a joker, right?
Yeah, I don't think you want to hear my jokes.
Do a dance.
You know anything about the drone? Do you know about the utility drone?
Yeah. That's what the meat sleeves go on to. It's their thing. It's what. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you this.
It's not a big deal. It's honestly not a big deal. You won't remember this. I might not.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm
she's
going
like
for meat sleeve.
yeah, kind of like out of it, but yeah, you kind of gather the meat sleeves and the utility drones are linked.
That's good to know.
Well, I'll go get myself a meat sleeve or two. Start like rummaging around.
All right. She's probably like trying to put like her hand up, but the one at Sylvania like it's chained, right? Just like cheek, and it comes up. She's like, "Hey, that's not cool." Like just kind of like, "Don't." But my organization, try to just kind of like giving some protests before like eventually passing out. Um, so yeah, you can take whatever you'd like out of here. There doesn't seem to be a ton of people like in this office ring. So
Let's like you said, let's grab this laptop that's probably got a lot of good shit on it. Stash it because that way we could probably fence that out to sell that out to somebody, or we can get it hacked when we're not under possible fire. And then let's go to the you said there was a tech lab.
yeah. So like in the like R&D area, there's the thruster testing bay.
Thruster. Yeah.
Flesh thrusters. Is the one you want to head to?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That makes the
passing up.
most sense of being where this experimental drone that we've heard about.
Yeah. Yeah. You come into that way. And this is like a huge area, right? So it's like imagine like a Boeing or like Airbus like kind of like production facility,
Mhm.
right? Where they're just like doing like tests on this stuff, or like one of those NASA like thruster, like I don't know what the word is for that. I should know that. I'm a nerd, but where they bring in the rockets to like assemble them and shit, right? So it's really, really large. You see that there's like maybe like three or four people who are like actively like on like some sort of scaffold or like working on some stuff, and then another couple people who are like down at some computers, right? And then like there's another section that has like cordoned off like glass to like test like the thruster things. But it's a really large open area. If you when you come in, like no one pays you any mind because like everyone's like really like working steadily on what they're doing. And at the far end of this chamber, there's an airlock. And it's very clearly written in like gigantic block letters that are probably like taller than a person, like hangar bay.
So I motioned to everybody that that's where we need to get to. We should probably just waltz our way right through here. If these creeps on the scaffolding give us any juice, we'll give it right back to them. But I think at this point, they haven't heard about evacuating or anything like that. So I think we should just get on, act like we know what we're doing, and get right over there.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, you guys are walking through, and you're wearing, Venetian Carnival masks. So they're like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? Like, what are you doing? Like, and the people like who are down, like you see one person like look at you, and then they start running towards like a panel on the wall.
Shooting.
Right. Yeah. You do this, you mow this person down, like the blood splats across the wall. And then everyone goes, ah, like screams, like goes down, like gets down and covers their heads. No one's gonna stop you now.
This is like the good part of Die Hard where we can like just like everyone's scared to death of us. So yeah, let's head over to that hangar bay door.
Yeah. All right. You open up the hangar door, right? And it's like this, it's kind of like those sort of like little lights that turn, the kind of siren lights or kind of go off. There's not like a noise, but they go on. And there's some people behind who are like trying to like crawl away like into some other corners or whatever. And you open this up, and in this next room, there are about like 8 other people who are down on the floor, and they are all around what looks like a gigantic like blob of meat. It's like on the floor because you're kind of up like on some sort of like banister. And there's like stairs that come down on either side, and there's like a kind of hangar door similar to like what you'd see like a fighter like come in a fighter bay, like kind of sit down in the middle, or even like a utility pod. And it's there's this thing. It's probably about like 12, 10 meters long, right? And it's just like this veiny, like white, fleshy mass. And like there's these like arms that look like half robotic, but they have these like fleshy fingers sticking off of them. And you can kind of hear like there's some people like out in the front, like facing it. Like you're facing the back, right? And it's in the face of this like meat pile is like facing like the hangar doors that go out to the vacuum. And there's people looking at it, and they look like they're like gesturing, and you hear this loud voice. But it's cold out there. I don't want to do it again. Please.
I have an important question.
Yes.
God.
What does this thing's dumper look like since we're approaching from behind? What are the cheeks on this guy?
Yeah, it's like have you ever had like a sausage and like squeezed out like half of the stuff inside, and there's that kind of like tubey kind of like leftover bit kind of hanging off the back? Yeah, it's kind of what that looks like on the back end, right?
Okay, so not great, but
No.
it doesn't seem okay.
So I think this is a good moment for a fear, right? Everyone's just seeing this weird thing all at once.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty weird by all. Should I take disadvantage because I'm drunk?
Yeah. Oh, and everyone else takes disadvantage because you're an android too.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, folks.
Sorry, everybody.
You said fear?
Yes.
So if I have
5.
double disadvantage, do I?
Yeah, you just fail automatically, I think,
I just
right?
fail. I think so. Okay.
So, yeah, just take that stress. Like, what is it you think? Like, you're like feeling like already a bit like tipsy, and you see this like thing in front of you. What do you think? Why Rusty is the leader? Why is Rusty the one that's the most freaked out right now?
I think that I think that I'm just very okay with seeing like heads blow up, but not okay with like bodies and heads being repurposed for things. And so I'm just real freaked out.
Yeah, I think it doesn't help either that that's your reaction, and then you turn, and I'm right next to you, and despite being drunk, I rolled a 5, so I am just basically rating this thing, and you like turn and look to me, and I'm just like, gotta admit, the ass could use some work. And I'm like completely fine with it, which probably only makes you more weirded out by it.
And then you just hear this, and I'm like, don't scratch me now. I don't feel good. And my cat's just kind of in like behind my helmet that no one knew was there the whole time.
The cat comes out. How's Dr. Walker feel in this moment?
Yeah, I think Dr. Walker did pretty poorly. At disadvantage, Dr. Walker rolled an 80. So, not best pleased, I would say, terrified. And then everyone else's reaction is just kind of making it worse and worse. So they're just like curling up inside the mask and freaking out,
Right. And I think if you also notice another detail, being the doctor of us all as well, is that this is like a graft between what appears to be pseudo flesh and human flesh. Like, so this is like some sort of like chimera thing going on here.
Yeah. Normally I would find that really interesting. So I don't know if it's just the cheeks or not, but this definitely, puts me on edge,
And Sylvania, how did Sylvania do?
I had a fail. Luckily, it wasn't a critical, but it was pretty high. It was 93. Yeah, these computer dice hate me, Ryan. I hate these computer dice.
Just blame the dice. It's cool.
I'm bad at D&D. I'm bad at D&D. Yeah, no, not liking it either. Not liking all the veins and the voice. And yeah, has a little flashback to when she was kids and their dad volunteered to do a program. And it turns out maybe this is her dad.
Mhm.
Oh,
boy.
He volunteered for some horrifying experiment.
I mean, that voice sounds just like her dad sounded like when he went out that one day.
And they went out for milk and just never came back.
Whoa.
That's right. He went out for space cigarettes and never came back.
Are we just like all panicking or?
Yeah,
Not
everyone's
me.
Oh yeah, do we take stress for that?
Yeah, you take a stress for that roll. Like looking around, like up top, there is like one kind of alcove to kind of like duck behind because there was a light. So there were some people who were kind of trying to look up, like towards you. It is like kind of a distance because you're kind of further away and down some stairs. There's like one little alcove that kind of has like this like greenish glow to it. Otherwise, there's like the stairs that go down. What do you guys want to do in this moment, seeing this going on?
Well, if we're that
Ooh.
afraid, I would just like run the fuck towards wherever I could run the fuck to. If there's an alcove, I would definitely want to race towards the alcove. Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. So the doctor's running towards the alcove to kind of like get some cover. Others going with the doctor.
I would follow, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like hang there for a second, just still looking at this thing, and then as I see them like go, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I should follow. But I'm like walking calmly behind them.
And Sylvania, you heading with or?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you all are heading over to this alcove, and over here there are these two giant like vats. That's what the light is the glowing light. One of them is like kind of like half filled with this like sort of like viscous liquid that is kind of glowing-ish. Looks like I think probably Dr. Walker would recognize this as like some sort of like amniotic like substitute, right? And in the other one, you have the same liquid full up, and inside there's a giant face. And it is probably just like a little higher than like a person. And it's like the height of the face, and it's like been like pulled down. Like it looks like there's some like clamps like holding it to the bottom. And it's kind of like looking up, like stretching its face and its eyes at you, and its mouth has been stitched shut. And it's like at these tentacles, it looks like it's trying to like move and like trying to move its mouth. This is like a nice little horror moment for everyone to roll their first panic save, I think. Right? Sound good?
Yeah.
See the face?
Would you say make a panic check?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a huge face too.
It is giant, yeah. It's like at that kind of the same veiny thing, and it's all kind of like moving and.
I'm good.
Well,
I'm
16,
good.
15, 20, and 5.
Fuck off.
The doctor, the good doctor.
The
Oh
doctor.
my God.
Right. 5. This is coward. Gain a new condition. You must make a fear save to engage in violence. Otherwise, you flee. Right. So that's not to be around violence. It's just to like commit violence yourself. What do you think it is then about this face that is like causing this kind of like this reaction in you? Is there something you see in the face or?
Yeah, I think the face reminds me of a face from my past, and I think that's what is coming back. So as you know, the doc, they called them mistakes. I thought that I did just fine, but one of those mistakes might haunt me just a little bit sometimes at night when it's dark. And this face, I think, reminds me of that face, and it just triggers something in me.
What happened to the person connected to that face? Are they still around or?
You know what? After the investigation and the settlement, I'm not. I don't know.
Do you think maybe their body was donated to science, perhaps?
There's a good possibility.
Oh yeah, maybe, right.
Yeah.
The face is looking at you, kind of like shaking and trying to and pulling against these kind of clamps that are holding down what appear to be like these sort of like empty, fleshy, like tentacle bits. Looks like it's trying to break free from this this thing. And meanwhile, you hear behind the voice, but the door's open. We can't go anywhere. We can't go at the door. And people, what the fuck is this? And so people are coming to check out the door situation. At the same time, what do you want to do? This is supposed to.
I still have those 2 tanks strapped to my ABD. That's when I fucking whip them out in the general direction of this monstrosity, and just scream out, "Fire at will!"
Are you throwing them to the one on the bottom or the one that's in front of you?
The one that's on the bottom, the thing that's talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that they were like, there's this huge score, this like priceless item, but then when we all found it, almost everyone was so horrified and scared by it that we're instantly like, blow it up. Which honestly, probably better for the grand scheme of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, yeah, I'm not thinking clearly either, so it makes sense.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah, you fuckers are drunk.
Okay.
I'm always looking for an excuse to hurt something, so I'm like, all right, cool. I pull the revolver out.
All right, so you're inside a space station. So there is like a kind of level of I think the armor class for a space station hull is 20. So if the damage of these explosions goes above 20, we're looking at a hull breach. Just to be 100% clear. Is that cool?
All right, cool.
The whole breach.
Cool. Doesn't bother me one bit.
It is, but the
Hull breach for
explosives
Mothership.
are maybe
right.
a little bit far. I don't know. They're far away. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not thinking straight. I'm listening to Sylvania because, in my eyes, she's in charge.
Even though you're nominally in charge. You're like, well.
But you've been doing so well.
All right. So I think that I'm basically, you guys have the high ground. You have the plan in motion. No one knows what the fuck's going on. Just to be clear, the AP of heavy cover, which is like, right, the ship hulls and stuff, is damage reduction 5 and then AP 20. So if the damage is over 25, then it is. But I was thinking like, this is basically a bomb. So like a 1D100. Maybe because there's 2 of them at advantage, because that makes sense, right?
That sounds right to me.
Okay, so who's rolling?
Pirates.
Who's shooting? Right? Who's shooting at this?
That sounds violent, and I'm not doing it, so I'm cowering.
That's
I was
right.
gonna say, seeing these tanks get pushed off that way, still feeling drunk from the ethanol spray, though, I'll activate my mask. So my mask has 1 dose of Pan's Flight, this drug. So it intense dexterity and reactivity for 1d100 minutes. I'm basically trying to like upper after the downer of the alcohol.
Makes sense. Checks.
So for 84 minutes, I have I'm amped.
Mm-hmm.
So I can try to take the shot. I just have a revolver, but I'll fire on it.
Do it. Take the shot.
Yeah, I think with the Pan's Flight, that's like an auto hit. So just go ahead and roll that D100.
D100 with advantage for this explosion.
Yeah, this is gonna be insane. But
all right, well, the first one's an 86, which is pretty good.
Yes.
So we'll take the 86.
Oh my goodness.
We will.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so
we 86 ourselves from this fucking RPG game.
Yeah.
Not all of us need oxygen, baby.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I've got my ABD on, right? Don't I have?
True. Yeah. You're totally covered.
Yeah, and I have surgical scrubs, which are going to do me a lot of good.
Oh, yep. Oh boy.
I just hyperdrank myself with my mask. I just take it off and just
I'd actually rather be asleep for this.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna happen is that because this thing has a good amount of health, but not 86. So yeah, this thing gets it blows up, right? This huge concussive blast goes off. And this hole has been left and just pulls everybody, because this is a gigantic, explosive decompression, right? This is not just like a tiny little hole. This is, and it's just pulling everyone through. I think like probably like the thrusters on like the kind of like meat sleeve ship, also the meat ship also kind of like blows, and you hear going, "Oh, this is not the cold," right? And then the kind of like gargly like android pixelation as it like it flies out into space. And y'all are being like pulled in. So what are we doing here? I think this is it seems like, yeah, I think it's it. Yeah, you guys getting pulled out. It looks like Rusty and Dr. Walker not looking so good, but Letha and
I was like,
Sylvania.
I'm going to try to grab for whatever I can to at least stay inside here for the decompress. But
Same.
Right, kind of holding on to railings, just kind of like
yeah, just
on.
like literally like grabbing for anything.
All right. Yeah, I think that you're able to do that between like the the exoskeletal weave on the ABD and you being on Pan's flight. Like you're able to like hold on. Everything kind of gushes out. Poor Rusty and Dr. Walker. Is there anything you want to do with your final moments?
Yeah, if I'm just like dying in space, I will just fucking hypertrank myself and just be like, nope.
Close were we together? I was like, I'd try to grab someone if I can, if I'm like seeing all this in slow motion because I'm so high.
I was gonna shoot it, so I don't think I necessarily have time to like whip out the extension cord that's 20 meters long. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to grab the doctor.
I'm gonna curl up and say, "I love you, Bobo," which is my cat, and just go out in space.
It was sad death.
Jump out and going for it. All right. You want to roll a strength to see if you can grab the doctor's body? Yes,
I think my old nurse programming, I would grab the doctor. I was gonna say if you are near me and I see this cat, I might just save the cat and not save him.
I mean, that's
well, the cat's like. I imagine the cat has like always been in my helmet because if we were like in VRG, it was always
yes, that's true. Okay, well, yeah, then the cat is without measure. So yeah, you said it's strength.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have like a whipping lab coat. Like, there's a lot to grab onto there. You know?
Advantage or anything for being on drugs? I'm not stronger, but I'm fast.
Remember, kids, you get
no. That's true. You're pretty quick.
You can say no.
I think because like you're holding on, like it's like
that's true.
You will be able to grab onto them, like for sure. It's just whether or not like you'll be able to hold against the pressure.
Hold enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So an 87, which is a fail. I only have a strength of 18.
Like you have.
Sorry, Doc.
Just by a couple.
You're holding it. You're holding the lab coat. And it just like slips out your fingers.
Yeah.
Well, see you next go around, Doc. Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
Tip my mask to you.
Mask, right? Okay.
Now, by this point, the rest of the Dark Arcana, like, has showed up in Maz, right? To start stripping this place.
Yeah, so, I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they probably opened They probably opened some doors, and they probably have trackers on us, so they're coming to pick us up at least.
Yeah, you have them in the masks, so
yeah.
They probably would pick up the bodies and then are like out, like because there's been this explosive decompression. This things have been jettisoned into space, including the prototype and pieces, but still.
Sorry, Larry. Larry, I had this name Larry for the prototype. He was totally Larry.
Yeah, and he's on all the skin's all busted up and stuff, and it's like this clearly like weirdly android meat face that's like on the front of the ship. It's like maybe like the epilogue is like you're like in the Dark Arcana ship, your fortune told. You're just kind of like with them, and Captain Eclipse is very happy with Letha and Sylvania. So That was a pretty good Iron Hearth Harvest, I think. Yeah.
I thought for sure we were going to be in trouble for blowing up half the thing, but hey, I guess they're happy.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, if they're
Yeah.
happy, I'm dead, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But good on the rest of you.
All right. Yeah. That's
Cool.
it's a pretty typical run, I think. If you see this thing,
We'll take it.
freak the fuck out.
Not a TPK, only 50-50. You know,
Right.
we'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it. I think did everyone die in the last AP? We all died, right? No one was here for that. I say to the group that wasn't here specifically because we made a whole different group. I'm pretty sure we all fucking died in the last one. So at least half of us survived. So across 2 Mothership APs, we had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 deaths. Cool.
All right.
Hey.
Good.
It was going really well until everyone got
7.
scared of the large flesh creature.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this. No way.
Yeah, no, that like genuinely for a second there, I was like thinking about all of how like veiny, because it was just kind of like a big brain, right? Attached to this metal, to these drone parts. Like, and I'm just like, no, this is an abomination. This is disgusting, and we gotta eliminate this shit right now.
It's cold
Well,
outside.
It's eliminated, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Iron Hearth Harvest, which Chris you wrote for Devil's Due, which is currently funding right now on BackerKit as part of Mothership Month. If anyone's been listening to the show, we've done. I think this will be our 3rd episode for Mothership Month. We have one more, I think, for the month, which is un-Mothership related. So tell us a little bit about about Devil's Due and what you're doing for that and how that's going.
Yeah, Devil's Due. So yeah, that's a space pirate book, right? So it's an anthology that has 10 different pirate crews. You all played Dark Arcana, but there are 9 other crews, each with their own special captain, a special ship with all the special ship stats, and all their peculiarities, right? We really kind of went hard into like the rock star space pirate kind of look. Right. So this one, I just kind of riffed off of like the Venetian masks and all of that kind of vibe. And then included with that too, there's the planet of Devil's Due, which is like the space pirate haven. The city of Azimuth is connected with a station, and the city itself has like 10 named locations with lots of different things you can do there. Dive bars, kind of like chop shops, all those kind of things. There's also I think 7 adventures in total, and like 2 like adventure frameworks, and then like a whole like hex crawl thing because it's like and like the equator, because it's the easiest place to put a space elevator. So there's like a jungle around, so there's like a hex crawl like jungle procedure as well with this. And it's all built as well to be able to like chop and place this wherever you want, right? So it's a really big book. It's going to be like an A4 size, which is like, do I have an A4 paper around here somewhere? Probably, but anyway, A4 sized, and like 100 pages was the last estimate I think we had. So it's a really chunky guy with lots of great art. Like we said already, Scrag End is working on this. Sam Wildman is doing some ship stuff, and Lure Noise did the cover, as well as Zach Hazard is doing some art, doing the freaky veiny guys, of course, Zach, right?
Nice.
Perfect.
And as well, Ben King is doing loads of illustrations for like different maps, and stuff like that. I'm probably forgetting some things as well. So like in total, there's like 20-ish creators, all working, whether it's through like the profit share of like the original group that came together or on contract, right? So it's a big project been working on since Mothership Month was announced. So it's been a lot of fun working on all this stuff and seeing everything come together so magically. So thank you everyone who's backing. And we're thinking about maybe doing a cross collab with Not Enough Scoundrels too, to kind of like put those together, because Scoundrels and Space Pirates kind of go together pretty well, I think. So keep a lookout for that. Oh, I think.
Oh shit, we lost your audio, Ryan.
Yep. I thought it was me for half a second.
All right, and now it's our show. We've taken over. We've pirated Ryan's show from him. He is no longer in control, much as we wanted. So,
So let's pull up all the review scores and rescore them. Thoughts? Anything anyone worked on here, we'll give what 50s or whatever across the board.
Get 10 out of 10 for everything that I've ever been attached to. Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Which that's going to be half of the reviews probably there.
Let's go. So. I mean, yeah, I realized the other day that for Mothership Month, I'm working on 3-4 projects, including wages. And then I was talking to Junk Golem and Meredith, and was like, oh yeah, we're both working on this project at the same time. She was like, oh, didn't even know it. Like, it's just, it's one of those, like, I'm really glad with all of the cross collabs and all of the work that everyone's done. And like, you know, Devil's Due is like the biggest one with, like you said, 16 contributors, 20 contributors total. Something like that. Yeah. And then there's some that just like ours, like our card deck is just 3. So, but it's interesting to see all these disparate groups. It kind of is kind of like a motley crew. Like it's a shit ton of people doing stuff for Mothership Month. It's been pretty interesting. It's been pretty interesting to experiment with the crowdfunding platform of BackerKit some more. You know, this is our 3rd project there, but for a lot of people, it was their first, and it was their first overall project. So I'm so happy for some of those people to not have to have dealt with Kickstarter and then relearn BackerKit. They just get to learn BackerKit now. So not that either is really that hard. It's just, you know, each one has its own little weird tweaks. So, yeah. Is Ryan back, or are we still running the show?
Oh,
I think we're still running the show.
No, we're still running the show.
Yeah. Well, I agree.
Yeah,
I always super excited about this stuff. Sorry, Christian.
You're good.
But yeah, like Christian and I were part of Orbital Debris, which was like 2.5 years ago, and then to see Devil's Due kind of do very similar thing, and even further because we just did POD. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I love looking at all the different projects and how like vastly different everything is, even within the same theme. And also like to see like Space Penguin Inc. bring out the card deck. I was super excited for that because I just love having that kind of stuff at the table, because you just don't have to think about it anymore. Even if I play online most of the time, like just like, okay, I have a card deck, this person's here, like I don't have to think about it, right? Yeah. Like, and then I can just show people and like, you know, use digital assets. It's great.
Well, that's what those cards came from. Like I put a little bit of it in there. Like there was a module called Psychotropic Sudden Death that CK and Fiona were working on for Mothership. It was a first party. Maybe it'll see the light of day someday. One of these days. It's on the permanent shelf right now though. But we didn't want to, you know, CK didn't want to lose that. And then, like he said in his commentary the other day, instead of turning them into a full-fledged thing in a book, let's keep them as that utility at the table, like being able to pick up. Like I, for one, am going to keep a set of them like in my everyday carry in my bag and stuff with me for when we go to shows, so that I can just on the spot be running Mothership and things like that. Like, not that you can't do it you can totally do that with the companion app, but it would be just a lot easier just to deal out 5 cards, you know, one to each of 5 players, and then just kind of go from there. So, like,
yeah,
I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, I've got, you know, there's tables, there's always NPCs we're interested in, but yeah, that utility is so sought after, and the art looks great too. You know, it's just like,
yeah, Bosun's killing it with the art. So,
oh, it's a lot of fun. And I think another one that I've been really interested in is Straight Arrows, which just seems like a really personal take on a Mothership module. I've never like seen that kind of, maybe that's not true, but I like the approach because the writer I always call her Rack, but because it's RAC, but yeah,
right.
she's like pulling from like very personal like life experiences and like the horror of like real life experiences and trying to transform them into something like that can be cathartic for people at the table too, which is not super common in Mothership. And I really think that bringing a personal project like that to Mothership Month really also kind of like bolsters Mothership, bolsters everybody else. You know, people are bringing lots of different perspectives, and I think the more perspectives we have in Mothership, the stronger it is. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey,
Retaking control.
I don't know what it is. Everything was perfect, and then I had brought up the Devil's Due backer kit page, and as soon as I closed that, my mic worked. So for some reason, it was pulling my mic somehow. I don't know. That was very weird. But
space piracy.
Yeah, exactly what it is. So I was vaguely listening. I know you guys, a lot of you talked about projects you did during Mothership Month. Was there, and I definitely heard talk of the cards, very excited for that. Was there anything else to talk about for Mothership Month? As I was saying, it's extremely successful. It's got almost like $750,000, almost 17,000 backers. I feel like they might do this again. And I know two of you guys did not do project for this one. Maybe we'll see all of you for the next one.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Yeah, if I do one next year. Yeah, I didn't this year just with everything else going on. I am editing. I did do some early dev editing on Orgy of the Blood Leeches by Violet Ballard, which is really wild. I'm really interested to see where it developed because it was really pretty early stages, like the very fundamental stages of it when I did. And it was similar to not doing a project for Mothership Month. It was just me knowing how much time and energy I had and saying like, okay, if you want like a more involved person, I don't want to say I can do that and know that it's not going to, lead to the best project possible. So, but that's one that I would recommend people check out just because it is such a unique, unusual, like both like the vibe and the aesthetic and the setting and stuff is really interesting. But I am doing editing for Operation Golden Cut by Krakenhund Studios, which is like a military heist. Which I'm really interested to get my hands on and see how that goes. Like it's much more like, spoils of war, kind of like this big open battlefield type setting, which I think is interesting. It's interesting to not only be crime, but to be war crime territory.
Gotta love those war crimes,
I mean, yeah, they're generally horrifying, so it's in the right angle for Mothership. And then I'm also editing Death Pays All Debts, which I think the thing that's really interesting about Death Pays All Debts that's part of Mothership Month is that it is set within, it is a heist that's set on Prospero's dream, which this may have happened before, but it's at least the first I could. And I even remember like when they first announced it or they first like reached out to me about it, I was like, oh, is that like, did you get the sign off on that? Is that cool? Like, I don't know if us third party people knew that it was like, if that was okay to like, be like, this is built not just building off the like referencing Mothership rules, but is like it's set in a pound of Prospero's dream from A Pound of Flesh for people who don't know that first party Mothership zine. So I think that one's really interesting to be like is a nested adventure. Like if you have that as a setting in your universe or you're playing through A Pound of Flesh, if you get this also, it's like, oh, there's a whole sort of like expansion rabbit hole you can go down with that, which I think is cool and is another one of those like we're seeing more interesting ideas of like people adding to what little shared world there is, across Mothership and stuff in new ways. So I think that's cool too.
Well, kids love canon, and kids love canonical stuff, and folks really seem to enjoy that. So if you can get something, whether it's canonical or semi-canonical, like if you tell them it is, there's a good chance that they're going to pick it up. So.
And I do remember Sean spoke about on the Discord once about like doing like a Pound of Flesh jam or something like that too. So I knew I remembered that was an idea that like had been kicked around at one point. So I am excited too to see that come out. I wonder if that's going to happen now, but it could be cool. Who knows what the theme for next year is going to be, right? So
yeah. So I think that is going to be our actual play for today. Chris, it's been, like I said before, it's been a long time coming. Marco has been repping you to come on the show in a long time. And I'm very glad that we finally got you here for Mothership Month. everyone here with all the amazing Mothership stuff to this AP and the previous one. I think a lot of the friends we've made in this space since we started the podcast have been Mothership people. So good community, good crew, making a lot of awesome stuff. We'll make sure that everybody's links are in the descriptions below, where everyone puts their links on the internet. You guys know where to find all of those things. And I want to say thank you all for being here. That was a super fun adventure. Second one in a row that I died in. I think third one in a row that I died in. So we'll get a kill tally at some point. But Chris, Marco, Christian, Jarrett, thank you all so much. And that'll be us for today. Go back Devil's Due on Back Again right now, and we will see you all sometime in the future.
Manana.
Bye.